Welcome back to episode 33 of our Ocarina of Time walkthrough. In this episode, we will grab a piece of heart from a nice man on a roof, head back to her home in the Kokiri Forest to see how things have changed, then make our way through the Lost Woods to find the Forest Temple. Our first stop will be Kokiri Village. You may have noticed there was a man up on a roof. He just sits up there pretty much day and night. He seems quite lonely, so now that we have the hookshot, we'll pay him a visit. So this guy is up on top of Granny's potion shop. One more piece of heart, and then we'll have an entirely new heart container. So I think it's worth doing before we go to the Forest Temple. I'm sort of wondering what this guy does all day, just hanging out on the roof. The guy there on the left, if you need money, he'll actually buy things that you have in bottles. So anyway, if we go inside of the potion shop here, she's selling all types of potions, red and green, and pieces of fish. Just pass on through. And then that building right in front of us is Granny's potion shop. So we need to get up on the roof where that guy is. But in order to do that, we can barely reach. So we have to get all the way to the very edge and then hookshot onto the corner. And from there we can run up and talk to the man on the roof. And he'll say, "It's good to see you." And as a momentum of our fabulous occasion, he will give us piece of heart number 24, which again will fill an entirely new heart container. Alright, it is now time to head back to the Kokiri Forest, to our original hometown, and we'll see how things have changed there over the past 7 years. It will not be exactly how we left it. Alright, the first thing that you'll notice is instead of having the Kokiri around, the Kokiri Forest is now full of giant enemies, including this massive Deku Baba here, which is far bigger than even the ones that were in the Deku Tree before, and a lot harder to kill. So even with the Master Sword hitting the head with vertical attacks, it takes quite a few hits to defeat them. And the Kokiri children who were all over the forest before are now hiding in their houses. So if you go in the individual houses, you'll see them, and they're afraid to come outside. This is all a result of Ganondorf's reign over the past 7 years and using the Triforce for evil. It's caused all these monsters to appear. There's a gold statula that we can grab at night. He only appears at night, and he is located on the back of the twins' house, which is all the way over here on the far right-hand side before the entrance to the Deku Tree. So take out your hookshot and go ahead and shoot him down, and then grab token number 46. Alright, time to head back into the Lost Woods, and we'll start making our way up into the Sacred Forest Meadow. Well, before we go to the Sacred Forest Meadow, we're going to stop in the other meadow where the forest stage was, where we planted a magic bean as a child. As long as you planted the magic bean there, that should allow us access to be able to grab a gold statula. As we come around the bend here, you'll notice Mido is blocking the way and stops us. Notices that we're wearing the Kokirish clothing, but he's not going to let us through. He promised Saria that he'd never let anybody through. So that's a clue that we should play Saria's song so that Meadow knows that we know Saria. Otherwise, how would we know her song? Here, Meadow starts to realize that we remind him of young Link, and he doesn't know why, but he trusts us and he kind of feels bad, but he doesn't think that we could be young Link because the Kokiri never actually grow up. So he asks us to pass the message along to him. Anyway, in the meadow here, there's the magic bean, so go ahead and take a ride on it, and then at night, only at night, there's a gold statula here. So go ahead and kill him to collect token number 47. Alright, with that, we'll jump back down and make our way down to the Sacred Forest Meadow. So from here we'll make one more left, and then another left and a right. And just like everything else, the Sacred Forest Meadow has changed a bit during the past 7 years. As we move up here, Navi has a message for us about going through the narrow passages, telling us to take it slow and use Z targeting. The reason being is that there's a new enemy now called a Moblin, and they're patrolling the corridors. And they are protecting the maze here in the Sacred Forest Meadow, sort of like the scrubs were before, but they're a whole lot bigger. And you can see them here. A very easy way to defeat them is actually to use the hook shot. So if you shoot the legs, one hit with the hook shot will actually defeat a Moblin. There's a way, though, that we can pass all of the Moblins, and if you look up there in front of us there, you see Navi flying up and turning green. That's a hint that we can play the Scarecrow song, which will make Pierre appear, and then we can hookshot onto Pierre. So as long as you activated the Scarecrow song with the Scarecrows in Lake Hylia, now you can shoot up to Pierre after playing the Scarecrow song, and we can bypass all of that by running on top. You can see the Moblins down below. There's going to be one in every corridor. And at night, there's another gold statula here. So right where I'm at here, if we look up on the wall of the cliff, you can shoot him down and collect token number 48. With that, we will continue up to the Sacred Forest Meadow. I wonder if Saria will still be sitting on that stump 7 years later. Alright, as we walk through the corridor, there's another Moblin. This one's a club Moblin with a giant club. He's pretty easy to avoid. Just run around to the opposite side of where he's hitting and then run up the steps. You can actually kill him if you run behind him and hit him 3 times with your sword. And with that, we're in the Sacred Forest Meadow. And no, she's not here anymore. The Minuet of Forest is actually a transportation song. So everything that we learn song-wise from here on out will be a song that will make us transport to a different location. So this one will bring us to the Sacred Forest Meadow platform to our left. Now, if you remember back in the Temple of Time when we met Sheik, she told us we wouldn't be able to get into the Forest Temple without a certain item, which of course was the hook shot, and that's because we needed to be able to hook shot onto that tree. So when the red dot appears, hook shot up onto the tree, and then run into the Forest Temple, which will be our next episode. Please join me for episode 34, where we will enter the Forest Temple.